how we got here today is really building connections. Just trying to elevate. Well, not trying. We are elevating to the next level of our business. And I feel like our first 2 years in business, we learned a lot.
So, like Diamond said, we pretty much, I think that starting off in our business, we were focused solely on providing services. So we're like, okay, what do we need to do to get people these services? We knew we couldn't do the services ourselves. So we're like, all right, cool, partnerships. So we quickly made contracts, made partnership agreements, and just started contacting people. And I think we did a really great job in being in our first year of business and being able to
just being us
have
two
10 business partners. We were in 10 active business partnerships, and they were providing their services, and we were the middleman, basically connecting the clients and the customers to the actual business owner.
Cheers. Connect
T
Podcast welcomes you.
Tap in, y'all.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Connect T Podcast. I'm your host, Diamond.
And I am Brandy.
And here on Connect T Podcast, we explore entrepreneurial journeys as well as business etiquette.
Yes.
Righty. So for today, we just want to recap. If you missed out on our first 2 episodes, the first one is our introduction. We answered a lot of questions in there, just about the transformation and things like that. So make sure you go back, check that out. And then we also talked about our services.
Yes.
And new merchandise and cute little new things we're doing for business owners.
And the EBB Kids shirts, okay?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me, Brandy. Yes. Make sure you purchase an EBB Kids shirt, okay? All right. Get into it. All right. So first, we're going to start off with our first segment, What It Is Tea.
Yes. All right. So I will get What It Is Tea started.
And if you don't know what It Is Tea is,
What It Is Tea is a segment that we will do on every podcast episode. And it is also a opportunity for you to have your business featured. So all we ask is that if you're a business owner, you send in a question, and every podcast episode we will answer the questions. We'll answer as many of them as we can. We don't want to do too many, but basically every episode you'll have a new chance to win as the person that'll be featured on a podcast episode. So all you got to do is submit a question, y'all.
That's
you
it.
Just want to do this kind of like what is this like? Kind of like an icebreaker.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an icebreaker.
Yeah.
But basically, we just want you all to give us a question so that we're answering stuff that y'all actually want to know. And so we get more y'all on the podcast.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So I will answer.
I guess we're not rock, paper, scissors this time because she wants to go first.
Yeah. I'll go first. It's right beside me. I feel like, Okay. So our first question is, why is the Connect T podcast important to the Black community? That's
a great question.
Thank you to the business owner that did send this question to us.
Yes.
We'll announce the winner for each podcast episode at the end of the month.
Yes.
So just be on the lookout for that. But the answer to that question, I believe that Connect T podcast is important to the Black community because it goes along with the overall goal of executing Black business. So Connect T podcast is a branch of EBB, and EBB's main goal is to be a business hub, to make sure that we're bringing the business owners and the clients together, connecting each other while also providing these different resources to everyone. So I think it's important to have this set up in a podcast forum because it allows us to be a little more casual with what it is that we're trying to do. So, you don't want to be going into connections with people and it kind of feeling fake or it feeling like, oh, I gotta go to this business meeting and meet this person. You want to make genuine connections with people. So I think that having it in a podcast forum is a good thing for us as well as the Black community, just being able to kind of listen to real life conversations. So it's a little different from being like on the strict business platform, if that makes sense.
I totally agree, Brandy. Alrighty, looks like it's my turn. Alright. Second question here. Where do you see your business in the next 5 years? That's a great question, and thank you to the business owner that did send in this question. And also, we did discuss this question on our introduction. So you want to wind back to that episode there. First podcast episode there where we did explain, where we see ourselves and where we want to be in the next 5 years. So the next 5 years, we definitely see ourselves having our own network. The own network, definitely continue to provide connections and our support network. Like, we're really big on the support network, just, bringing everybody together and just helping one another to achieve our main goals. So, yes, the network, okay? The network is where it's at.
You might have a spot here.
Right.
All right. So, that's it.
Yes, that's all of what it is to you. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, speaking of genuine connections, we have our dear friend here today, Lattifa.
Hey, y'all.
Hello, Lattifa. So we're just so thankful to have her here today. We're just going to let her just introduce herself a little bit. Y'all have seen her before on our platform.
And if you haven't, go back and find her on the Live Business Talk.
On Facebook. And that's at Executingblackbusiness on Facebook.
Go there.
Yes, where she talks about, her journey and her services and products that she does provide. So if you can just give us a little intro here.
Yeah, so I'm so grateful to be here, but I am Lattifa Bryant. I am a 16-time author, celebrity ghostwriter. I own my own publishing company, and my goal is to basically close the gap between African Americans and traditional publishers, because a lot of them get declined, with their book ideas and their business ideas, and they're not able to write their hood love stories. And so I just want to be that yes in a room full of no's.
Yeah,
I love what I do.
Love that.
I'm so grateful to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we do also just want to give a little quick disclaimer that Lattifa actually is the person in charge of our mother's book.
Yes.
So, she made all that magic happen, and we appreciate you. We appreciate her for coming on our platform early on, in EBB and being on the Live Business Talk and just being the great woman that you are. We're really happy with what it is that you're doing and how you're helping the Black community. So
Thank you.
And the support too.
Yes, it's just always
Yes,
supported.
always.
So definitely love that so much.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you. So on the way here, we kind of was just thinking about, how we want to provide better business etiquette, but in the aspect of being on time.
Yes.
To everything, business meetings, functions in the community. We just want to be on time to everything. So we want to know, what type of experiences have you experienced with being on time and then not being on time?
Oh, man.
Good and bad.
I know, right? So I try my best to be on time, but my grandmother told me as long as the doors are open, you're never late. So
don't tell her that, because she'll take it and run with it. She'll take it and run with it. She gonna use it.
But I have to shout out to Siri, because I love, hey Siri, remind me to, blah, blah. So I love utilizing Siri to set up a reminder, and it just helped me to be on time. I love setting alarms, but to be honest, I could do better with, being on time.
Dang, it's so hard.
It is.
I was going to say, for me, I think I don't really, sometimes I feel guilty, but I try to make an excuse. So
that's why I said you just gave everyone.
We were on the way
use that
here,
one
and
next
it's
time.
how you gonna tell people to be here at a time if you're not here?
Right.
And then I'm like, but we not late. But it's no, you are
late. Right.
You're late because you said the time and you wasn't here at that time.
Right.
So I think for me, something that I'm gonna start implementing is just taking accountability for that. It's okay, if I ain't leaving the house until 10:15, girl, you about to be late.
Right.
So it's prepare before. And I think a big thing with time management, as it also is a resemblance of you and your business brand, right?
Yeah.
It's a part of your brand. You don't want to be the person that's always showing up late or gotta leave early or whatever the case may be, because it's not even just showing up late with time management. So I just think proper preparation and also taking accountability. Because sometimes I might be late to something and it's oh, should I tell them? But then you don't, and you just show up,
Right.
And it's I think it's a representation on both ends. So
yeah. Speaking of, you don't want to be the one that people know you're gonna be late.
Right.
and that's me.
Oh, that sucks. They're pick a friend or family member. They win $1 million. We're gonna be late. It's definitely gonna be ready.
All right.
But
Okay.
as far as the accountability, I want to say, even if you wake up early, it's you still don't have enough time.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Do they be speeding the timer? I've been trying to figure out.
Okay, so let's talk about a time. Okay, what do you think has been the most embarrassing time for you as far as time management goes? What did that look like, and how did you like handle the situation going forward in that situation?
Dang, it's so many times. Not even just business though, like even personal,
not even
like
just
birthday parties.
mm,
I feel like that's the worst one. Birthday parties when everybody done opened the gift and they blew out the candles to the cake. Like you ain't even sing happy birthday. Oh no, I have to say this. I was late to a wedding in June. I missed the whole wedding. I mean, like I just showed up for the reception, basically. So that's probably my worst one because I really wanted to experience that, you know. So
and so okay, but what were the steps that morning or whatever time it was that day? What were the steps of you preparing? Like, do you feel like the reason why you were late was because you didn't prepare?
Yeah, I didn't really prepare. Okay. I'm thinking like, oh, I got a lot of time, but really I didn't because I had to get there, get to a hotel, get dressed, then go to the actual location. Like, it was a lot. So I don't think that I allotted myself enough time for all those things.
It's the preparation. And it goes, you think about preparing for stuff, it's like, okay, something as simple as time management. Mm-hmm. If I prepared last night and had my outfit out and had, you know, this and that together, when I wake up in the morning, it's easy. I'm just going to go.
Right.
You know, put on my clothes, get ready to go. Grab what I need to grab. But when you don't prepare beforehand, I think that's when you find yourself rumbling around trying to get things. Everywhere. And it's like, oh, dang, it's already 10:30.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just think the big thing is the preparation. Yeah. Like when you prepare beforehand, things may not always go smoothly,
I was just about to say that.
I think it's still going to always be better off. Like there's not going to be a negative in you preparing. You think so?
Traffic in Atlanta?
But I don't think
traffic anywhere. Car accident. Somebody hit your car. Like anything. It just be like the little things like you didn't prepare, but then it's like something just happened. Like,
yes. But you can't do anything.
Yeah.
For those things. But you
the things that you are
specifically,
this is
for
true.
what you can control.
Yeah.
It's like
true. Yeah. Lattifa, have you ever been late to a wedding or a birthday?
I've not been late to a wedding, but I honestly got kicked
early.
off brunch.
That's why that was early to a wedding. A day early. It was too early. I'm like, hold on, how did you do that? You gotta slow down.
Now, I got kicked out of brunch. So my friends and I were going to brunch every Saturday at like 11, and I would always show up at like 12, you know, and they're like, Lattifa. So I did it 3 times in a row, and they was like, girl, you just gonna have to find you, get somebody else to do it. Oh my gosh, y'all, I promise I would do better. They was like, no, like brunch is over. And I'm like, okay. So I definitely had to take accountability. I had to look at myself because I just, no preparation at all.
Yeah. It's like, I'm just going to get up and I'm going to go to brunch whatever time I get there.
Like, I'm going to get there when I get there.
No, for real.
The doors are open. I'm not late, but.
Right. Alrighty. Do you love a good read? Yes, we all love a good read. Here we have Leaving Legacies by Dr. Celestine. You can purchase this Leaving Legacy book at drcelestinemcneil.com. Here in this book, she has incorporated the alphabet as well as shapes of her family members. So you can teach your little ones the alphabet, the shapes, and I also just think it's really neat to just leave as far as like generations. Because I feel like you know like the names of your family members, but can you put the faces to them? So yes. Head over to drcelestinemcneil.com to purchase her Leaving Legacy book. She also has other books on her website as well, so check those out. And also check out www.buildyourownbooks.com. Miss Lattifa Bryant, who did help her publish this book. So contact them, purchase your Leaving Legacy, okay? Purchase it today.
As an entrepreneur, Lattifa, do you think that you've ever experienced not being punctual on time? Do you think that's ever led you to losing out on a client, losing out on the opportunity that you were really, hoping and praying for? Have you ever had that?
Honestly, yes. So there are some people who are very punctual, like they don't play about their time. If I have a one-on-one call set for noon and I'm like, hey, I'm running late, I'll be on at 12:05, they may not show up. So it's like, oh my gosh, that was my mistake. I missed out on that opportunity. Some people are busy, I wish the world revolved around me, but it doesn't,
right.
But I do my best. I try to show up, or I definitely try to communicate. But you have some people who are just like,
They're sticklers by the book.
Yeah,
Like,
that first impression is everything. So they're
Right.
like, oh, well, she didn't, show up at 12, or she didn't respond to my email in 24 hours. And so I've just learned to kind of set up, disclaimers, or just really communicate.
Right.
But yeah, I have had it happen where I've missed out on business because of it.
Okay, you mentioned first impression. What would you say is your first impression on someone that's coming to you and they're not on time and they on your time? What's your impression of that person?
Right. I try to be patient with them because I know how I can be. But it doesn't, it doesn't look good. Like, it's like, oh gosh, here they go. Like,
Right.
But I do try to be patient. But yeah, it does kind of stick out to
That's what I'm
me.
gonna say, yeah.
What did you say, Dominic?
Because I feel like it doesn't just hurt you when you're late. It hurts everybody else too.
Yeah.
So like even when you go to work like as a team, like it's affecting the whole team when you're late. Like, and I definitely learned that being in the medical field. Like when you're not on time, okay, then you can't switch out and let the next person be off or go to lunch, or they've been working busy all day doing this and doing that. So yeah. I try to be mindful of other people, but sometimes you just gotta be late. Okay? Sometimes you gotta be late. Okay? Don't hold it against me. But let's say charge it to your mind, not your heart.
That's right.
Something like that.
Yeah, so overall, I definitely just think, for me going forward, it's been a very, very, very long time that I've been dealing with being late.
But I think they're getting better. She's getting better.
I think I'm getting better.
Yeah, you are.
But I think I'm getting better because I'm stop making excuses for being late to make you feel like it's justified for being late.
That's true.
So that's
big of you.
Yes. Well, Lattifa, you mentioned, what it is that you do and trying to make sure you do to be on time. Diamond, what do you think you'll do or implement going forward with helping you be on time in all aspects?
Preparation. I think that's a big one for me. Preparation. Just preparing for whatever it is.
Okay. Nighttime routine.
But I feel like I do that.
Do you do the
And
same
I feel like it's still
every day? Do you think that you prepared, like you have an exact routine that you do every night that prepares you for your next day, or no?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. What does it look like?
I don't. It's so many things because I got to get the baby ready. Got to like just so many things. Then homework, work. I might want to Uber here and there, so I got to get everything prepared for her for school the next day, lunch, everything. So, yeah, but then I still wake up and still always doesn't work out like that. I can prepare the night before, but it still seems like it just don't work out like that every time.
Yeah.
So say I might forget to set my alarm, then I'm up late.
Then you go to sleep.
Then it messes up the whole preparation.
Y'all know one thing?
One little thing.
A lot of times I go to sleep without turning alarms on, but I always wake up. Like something just always wakes me up.
Yeah.
And sometime it may be 15 minutes before, 20 minutes before, but it's like, I'm going to wake up.
Like I feel like that comes with it, like excitement. Like if you're excited about something that you're going to or doing, I feel like that comes with excitement. You can't sleep. So you
but not work.
Up.
I don't really be excited for work, but it's like
maybe excited for a new day.
I may go to bed without an alarm and still end up waking up at 8 o'clock, and it's like,
yeah.
What?
Don't you hate that on the weekends? Don't you hate that on the weekends?
Oh gosh, yes.
I just want to sleep in. Can't even sleep in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See what America do to you.
All right, Diamond, you have anything else that you want to ask Lattifa about or ask any of us about?
I don't think so. I feel like we talked a lot about time management and preparation, things like that. So yeah, we want to know how important it is to you to be on time, or for people to respect your time or respect somebody else's time. Let us know in the comments, okay? Oh, and Lattifa, let them know where they can find you.
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at The Author Queen. If you're interested in publishing, ghostwriting, you can also visit my website at www.buildyourownbooks.com, and I'll be happy to help you.
Yes. Oh, and she did change her name. That's right, you did, because the last time you're on our platform, you were the author queen.
I changed it back. But I did name like my business is Build Your Own Books instead of focusing on the author queen.
Gotcha. Okay.
I love it. Okay, I do have.
I love both of them. The author queen and
she both of them.
Right.
I have one more question. So, it related to you being an author. Do you think? So time management. I feel like this definitely tie in. and having to read. Because, okay, what is your process? How do you allocate your time when you're helping someone build a book?
Oh man,
what does that look like?
It varies. I would say it varies because you have some clients who have 300-page books and you have some that have 50-page. So it definitely varies. I definitely have to communicate with them and be like, hey, I need more time. Now, what I have recently implemented is that if I find that I'm not meeting my deadline, then I'll give them a credit. For every week that I need, I'll give you them like, hey, here's $100 off towards your next book. And it just builds up, but it also helps me to, stay on track because I could end up having to refund them, if I'm not on time. But that's just how I do it. Definitely give them credits if I'm not meeting my deadlines. But thankfully, the people that God sent to me are very understanding because I'm not always just working on one book at a time. Right. I have several different books and different manuscripts that I'm reading. So I just try to keep everybody in a loop and say, hey, this is what I'm working on. And they're pretty understanding. They love taking advantage of the credit.
I love understanding.
Yes. Right?
Because some people don't like college professors. Some things are understanding. And I wonder why I got to be like that. Was somebody like that to you in college? I hate that.
They're going to make an example out of you.
I'm trying to tell you.
Well, I love that. Building a rapport with, the people that you're working with so that they know, even if you may be running late or having to do something, you're good for what you're supposed to do and you're going to get it done.
Absolutely.
So I love
God
that.
bless you.
Yeah.
Because that's, I can't even think about that. You really have to go by like a schedule.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I be like with psychiatrists. I'm like, with psychiatrists, things like that. But like, when do you have time to think for yourself? Like, you're always working and thinking for somebody else. Like, it's mind blowing. But shout out to psychiatrists and shout out to authors too.
Thank you.
Because you definitely have to have that craft. You definitely have to.
What's up, you guys? So, as you know, Connect Tea Podcast, it's all about these teas, right? Giving y'all the tea. But you know that we had to make sure we had some actual good Black-owned tea on these episodes. So, if you have been looking for a Black-owned tea company, we got one for you. Think Tea, which is located here in Georgia, but you can always find them online. Today, we do have our Get On Up tea, which we drank this morning, and I definitely have to say, it definitely got us up. And that is just your wake up breakfast tea, black tea, super good. And then we also have the fruit medley tea, which is a more fruit healthy tea, which we getting ready to have here in a little while. But I definitely would recommend these two, but there's a wide variety of teas for you all to choose from. So definitely make sure you head over to Think Tea and try their teas today. Okay, one last thing. These teas. How y'all feeling about y'all's tea?
Pretty good.
Good?
It gave me a nice boost. I definitely think that it's living up to its name.
Oh, and what was that name again, Brandy?
Get On Up.
Get On Up.
Get On Up. So
Get On Up.
do a separate
Get On Up tea.
Yeah, Get On Up tea is what we have right here, and I give it.
Okay, 1 out of 10. What we giving it?
I give it a 7.
I give it 8.
Okay.
I'll go with 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it definitely gives you like a
like wake up and get up and going.
Yeah. Get on up now.
All right, you all. Thank you so much for
tuning in to today.
Yes, tuning in to today's episode. Lattifa, thank you so much for being here with us today. Girl, we are so happy that you were here to join us. Happy to be able to talk with you and extremely happy for you to be our very first guest on Connect Tea Podcast.
Yes.
So we just want to, end this episode by letting you all know time management is very important.
Yes.
And although we be late sometimes, all the time, maybe not all the time.
Sometimes you can speak for yourself.
Although I be late, you right. Although I be late sometimes, I'll still show up.
Yes.
And get it done.
Show up and show out. And that's what you do. Okay? You do show up and show out.
Yes. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Connect Tea Podcast for today's episode. And as always,
Connections are endless and connected. Cheers.